The gathering was warm and loud, the kind where elders sit proudly and children run freely. Phones were raised, laughter rolled, and the air carried celebration. Then gifts were handed out slowly. Each grandchild received a brand new iPhone, smiles widening with every box opened. Applause followed, pride glowing on faces across the room. Then it stopped. My daughter stood still, empty-handed, eyes searching. Calmly, my mother-in-law explained she was not truly family. No argument followed. Adults avoided eye contact. Silence settled heavily. That was when understanding struck me clearly. This was not forgetfulness. It was intentional. And she said it while living inside my home, without paying a single bill. Her smile never faded. It was steady, confident, practiced. Not the smile of kindness, but of someone certain they would not be challenged. She scanned the room slowly, measuring reactions, watching who stayed quiet. That smile was not for joy. It was for control, for confirmation that her position remained untouched. I noticed how some people busied themselves suddenly. Others nodded politely. No one defended the child. That silence spoke louder than words. In that moment, I understood this behavior was not new. It had been used before, refined over years. Power does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers and waits. I learned then that silence is often the shield that protects cruelty and allows disrespect to survive generation after generation. My daughter did not cry. She did not complain. She watched faces carefully, absorbing more than anyone realized. Children notice tone, pauses, and what adults choose to ignore. She understood something had shifted, even if she lacked the words to name it. Her stillness broke my heart more than tears ever could. I realized my response would become part of her memory. Moments like this do not fade with time. They settle deep and shape confidence. That was when the line became clear. This would not be another lesson in endurance. It would be a lesson in worth. I made a promise, silently. No one would ever make her feel unwanted while standing beside me again. I did not react immediately. I poured drinks, served dessert, and thanked guests for coming. The night ended without raised voices or visible conflict. To everyone else, it seemed like peace had been preserved. But inside me, clarity had already taken root. While washing dishes, I remembered details others overlooked. The mortgage, the utilities, the roof over every head present. I understood something essential about strength. Real power does not always need witnesses. Some decisions are strongest when made quietly, without negotiation or performance. That night, the choice settled firmly within me. Nothing dramatic happened on the surface, but the foundation had already shifted, and there was no going back from that moment. The next morning, I spoke calmly. I repeated her words exactly, without emotion or accusation. Then I told her she had 24 hours to leave my home. My voice never rose. My posture never changed. Boundaries do not require anger to be effective. She laughed at first, certain it was an empty threat. Confidence held her briefly. Then reality arrived quietly. The house remained still. No one defended her. The smile disappeared. What followed was not an argument, but recognition. Authority had shifted without noise. I did not insult her dignity. I simply reclaimed mine. In that moment, I understood something powerful. When respect is withdrawn, entitlement collapses faster than pride expects, and silence can be more decisive than shouting ever could be. News traveled fast. Phone calls came from every direction. Some relatives accused me of disrespecting an elder. Others warned me about family unity. Words like tradition and patience were repeated often. Not once did anyone mention the child or what she experienced. I listened without interruption. Then I stood firm. That response surprised them more than anger would have. I realized how many people benefited from my previous silence. Peace, I learned, is often demanded from those carrying the most pain. Choosing self-respect revealed uncomfortable truths about loyalty. Some relationships weakened instantly. Others disappeared. That loss hurt briefly, but clarity followed. I understood that protecting my child mattered more than preserving comfort built on quiet injustice and selective memory. I did not sit my daughter down for a long explanation. I changed her surroundings instead. The house grew calmer. Laughter returned without tension. Her posture softened. Safety does not need announcements to be felt. She observed everything. She noticed who stayed and who left. She saw that dignity could exist without shouting or bitterness. Children learn through atmosphere more than lectures. Over time, her confidence returned naturally. She understood that being protected is a form of love. That lesson will follow her longer than any conversation ever could. I learned something as well. When parents choose boundaries, children inherit strength. What we allow shapes them. What we remove teaches them they matter enough to be defended quietly and consistently. I share this for anyone listening who has felt pressured to tolerate disrespect for the sake of family. Blood alone does not define belonging. Behavior does. How you treat the most vulnerable reveals everything. You cannot harm a child and hide behind tradition or age. Protection is not cruelty. It is responsibility. Creating peace sometimes requires difficult decisions. And dignity is not negotiable. If maintaining harmony demands silence in the face of injustice, that harmony is already broken. Families should feel safe, not conditional. Respect should be consistent, not selective. The lesson I leave you with is simple and lasting. Excuses end where self-respect begins. And the moment you protect your home, you teach everyone watching how to treat you forever. Is this conversation helpful so far?